Hello and welcome to What Worked and What Didn't for CC Cycle 1, Week 9. This is our last week of single digits. And for us, after this week, 9, 10, 11, 12, we are, rolling our way right to the end of the semester and taking that anticipated break to refresh and get ready for second semester. So I'm excited for these next 3 weeks. At our campus, we talked about our Christmas program that we have planned. So it is becoming the most wonderful time of the year. My name is Rebecca Skillin, and I have been a tutor with CC for, this is my 3rd year now. And I have done a journeyman master's combo class. I did a family class last year. We did family units, and so I had littles up to masters last year in one class. It was very much one-room schoolhouse. I loved it. However, I have to say I am enjoying having my 7 to 9 year olds. There may be some outliers there either way. But as a whole, a journeyman class, we are having so much fun. I treat them a little bit like masters, or masters in training, very much so in certain subjects, because they are just getting it. So kudos to the moms and the parents in my community, because your kids are awesome. And so I'll tell you a little bit about week 9. We start off like we always do with our affirmations. It is one of those things that I really love doing with them, because they remind each other. Sometimes they have to remind me, but they remind each other on why we're doing what we're doing. So we start with prayer and then go right into our affirmations. I did realize it is the tune "She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain." My daughter, we were saying them one day over and over, and she turned it into a song, and we haven't looked back since. So affirmation: God loves me and he thinks that I'm amazing. I am kind and I am an encourager. My mouth speaks kind words, my heart obeys and does what is right. My mind is smart and I love to learn. I will do my best. And we always end that with, does that mean that we have to be perfect? And the answer is always no. God is the one who perfects us. We don't become perfect ourselves. That does not mean that we give up. It does not mean that we can just say, oh, well, I'm done with this. I'm not doing it. We do hard things and we persevere. That is doing our best. After that, we jump into geography. I have been taking a cue to love Mrs. C, who is another YouTuber for who is a CC tutor, because my journeymen are making those connections. We're connecting our geography to our timeline as much as possible, to our history sentences as much as possible, because it just fits so well for this cycle. We review our geography at geography time. It's a time management thing, and I know some people disagree with that philosophy, but for my group of kids this year, it's working really well for this cycle. Would it work for every cycle? Probably not. But because everything is so smushed together, it's working great. So we did our geography. We did our China geography 7 times, and then we just went into our geography from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, weeks 3 through 9. For geography, I found a YouTuber, and I do not remember her name, but I will put her link to her channel in the description of this. It is to You'll Bring Honor to Us All from Mulan. So she combined weeks 9 and 10 together. She sings week 9 first, and then next week we'll sing week 10. but let's see if I can remember it. I did before I hit record. So, China and Japan, Beijing, Mongolia, Yellow Yangtze, rivers flow to the Yellow Sea. And then she goes into Japan. So we sang that a few times, you know, after we made sure we knew where those places were. It worked out great. After that, we went into math, and we are so excited because as journeymen, we have been saying the math facts for 5 out of our 7 times, and today was our last time to have to do the whole math equation. Next week we get to skip count for the squares, and then the week after that the cubes, we get to skip count those as well. They are really looking forward to that. So we did our 15s. I have this amazing agility ladder. It folds up. This one, and if I can remember where I got it on Amazon, I'll link that as well. It's not super cheap, but this one can sit up and turn into hurdles. And so depending on who's doing their agility ladder, sometimes they'll create their own hurdles in the time frame that they have on the agility ladder. So had a lot of fun with that. From that, we went into prepositions, and my kids, they know the whole preposition song. I don't. I learn it week by week. And so we did our prepositions for this week super, super fast, those 7 times. And then of course we started with, because this one you just do from the beginning to the end. A preposition is, you know, a preposition relates a noun or pronoun to another word. And then we went into the whole preposition song. For preposition this week, we did outside, over, past, regarding, since. And that was our prepositions. Of course, like I said, we did the whole prepositions. I count that as review. So we had geography and prepositions reviewed for this week, weeks 3 through 9. We did those. After that, we went on to science, which I love. It's so simple this week. It was fantastic. What are some parts of a plant? We were standing up and we did leaves because they're looking for the sunlight. So leaves, stem, and then we went down crouched down on our knees for root. And I had this science card with us so we could just see leaf, stem, root. And we said it, as fast as we could. Leaf, stem, root, leaf, stem, roots, leaf, stem, root, leaf, stem, root. What are some parts of the plant? Some parts of the plants are leaf, stems, roots, leaf, stems, roots. So awesome science memory for today. I loved it. So then it was on to Latin and history. Latin, I think they were really expecting Pass the Pumpkin again. I did not bring my pumpkin yet. It is still on my counter. It has not rotted yet. Maybe I'll bring it next week. I don't know. But I had an inflatable world globe beach ball. So blew this up and they just passed it around as we did our pronunciations of 4th declension, noun endings. It is to the tune, here we go, loop-de-loo. And you've got a lot of oohs in this, particularly the singular ablative. And we talked about how the 2nd declension is oos-e-o-um-o, oos-e-o-um-o. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So you still start with oos, 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 wee, oo. Listen to your pronunciations. I still have to listen to them. This one is a little 4th and 5th. I'm still getting into my head. So that's how we did 4th declensions. We just passed the beach ball around in a circle. And last week, I don't know if it was the weight of the pumpkin kept them a little less squirrely because they loved it for history last week. And it was kind of, more of a sing-song with the imperialism. song. This one is kind of the same thing. It's just a fun song. And to talk about, tell me about Lao-Tzu and Confucius in China. So with this one, tried the beach ball. They were getting a little too antsy. So they all put their feet in the middle, and we put the globe in the center where their feet held it in place. And then we ended up holding hands and doing the wave. So I started it, and so around the 6th century BC, and so the wave was going around, and then when it came back, so it was a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun with it. I think they enjoyed having a little bit of downtime. I think we're all experiencing the full extent of the semester. After that, my daughter had hidden the timeline cards already. Excuse me. She had already hidden them around the classroom before class. And I was like, okay, so let's do timeline. And we read over the timeline a couple times. And then I was like, okay, let me go grab my cards. Of course, they all knew that the cards were not where they were supposed to be. So as they're singing the timeline, they're hunting for the cards. And then, of course, we put them in order and got through our 7 times of singing that. At that point, it was presentations and hand washing. They did great. And then we went on to Crawfish, Crawfish, to each his own. Identification. It actually went really, really well. And we ended up that we believe we had possibly 2 female and 2 males. We had a really cool identification booklet that we were using to try to figure that out. And the kids did amazing. We had some just some amazing questions and some naming of naming of the parts of the crawfish. We talked about that the crawfish has an exoskeleton, so we went over the kingdoms of living things. We went over what type of animalia the crawfish is, that it is an invertebrate, and went through what are some major parts of the invertebrate and all that stuff. Had a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun playing with the pinchers. It was really neat to see them really get into it. We have the little magnifying glass, so they were using that. It was a really fun time. I was really curious how these guys were going to interact with dead crawfish. So anyways, after that, we got all cleaned up, hands were washed, came back for tin whistle, and I just follow Stephanie Laughlin. I will link her link for tin whistle. I've been following, this is my 3rd year, and I took tons and tons of notes the first year that I taught tin whistle in my guide, because she goes through the guide, she follows the guide, and I just have tons of little notes about like how she interprets things or how she does things. I like the way that she teaches, and so that's what I follow. The one thing that I did want to talk about tin whistle is some people I've seen on the tutor page talking about what different positions. My tin whistle came in a bag. A lot of them already have like the plastic that their tin whistle, if they bought it from CC, has. Some of them don't have bags, and so I just provide them with a paper towel. So, and what's funny is they usually tend to wrap it up in the paper towel. So we have sleeping position, and our tin whistles stay in their bag or wrapped up in their paper towel for sleeping position. And because I have them get their tin whistles out of their bag and place them on the table while we're doing music theory, they get put in the bag so that they're not a temptation. After that, if we do get them out, if you see stickers on mine, there is no color coordination on here. There is no making the holes smaller. I can feel a texture with them on there, and it was just fun for us to decorate our tin whistles if they wanted to. So we review what the tin whistle is, or what the parts of the tin whistle. And then we have sleeping position, we have ready position, which is on the chin, and then we have playing position. 1, 2, ready, play. So those are the instructions. Not sure why that. There. Those are the instructions that I use for tin whistle. And I think that is about it for the day. Other than review, I love the CC flashcards. They're just wonderful. I can't say anything about that. They're already done for you. They're laminated. I have actually 2 sets for every cycle, and they are fantastic. I pulled this out this week. I had no clue how this was gonna go, especially after what did not work with decorating a pumpkin last week. So this is a genius puzzle, and my kids, my own personal kids, love playing with this. It comes with some ideas on what to create, or you can try just fitting it back in the square. So what I had them do is I passed out the flashcards for, like, the first ones we did were math. And so everybody asked a math question and the rest of us recited it. And at that point, this was completely blank, and first person chose to put a brick wherever they wanted, and then the other people built on it. That did okay. They didn't like the fact that at the end of the cycle I dumped it and they got to start again. They weren't too thrilled about that. And what I realized is we did math. Then I just read, because there's only 4 of them, I think. I read the Latin cards. Sorry. It's Tuesday night. We had community today. I read the Latin cards, and I showed them this, and I encouraged them, each person, to pick something, and then you put the first brick on it and then tell the next person what you're doing. So then that person followed the pattern. After that, I realized that they separated all the bricks and they were all building something or working together to build something on their own, while we were like singing the timeline song, and they were singing the timeline song. So I have some more blocks, very simple building blocks, that I think I might bring in for this class, because it seems like they really are kind of into that. So I'm looking at some review options that are not a lot of bouncing around, because I feel like that really hypes my kids up at the end of class. Not that we can't have fun, hyped up games, but it's been really cool as we've been getting into the full 7 weeks of review, to have something that they can enjoy doing, but still get through all the material. So this was one of those things I did not know what to expect, and it actually turned out pretty well. So I hope that you have a wonderful week, and enjoy any sunshine that you get to have.